Welcome to the Pokemon Squad. My name's John. We're shining the light of Christ, one ride at a time. You guys, we've got something amazing for the Ford F150. Guys, we're hooking up with Idoing to bring you something I've wanted to do since I've gotten this truck. And you've probably already seen it through the intro. Hopefully, I already had it put in and you could see I was successful at it. We've got a huge brand new, like 12-inch touchscreen head unit. You can see how it comes very nicely packaged. Let me sit you over here. Hopefully you can hear me. My daughter's talking to her cousin in the background. It's kind of loud, but you know how these things go. If you're a dad, sometimes the kiddos come first. I say sometimes, they always come first, right? And so let's see here. I'll try to, you probably can't even hear it because I've tried to delete the sound from the background. So I'm talking about something you don't even hear. Oh man, guys, I'm so excited about this. This is one of the things that I have wanted for years and years and years. And thanks to Idoing, it's finally happening. And so here we have it, guys. This monster of a unit. We've got some instructions here. I haven't seen anybody just show all the instructions. And so you can just pause it. I'll try to go slow enough so it won't be blurry if you pause it. And hopefully that will help. From what I've seen, this isn't a terribly difficult install. Really, the only tools we'll need is a 7mm socket, and you know, probably this pry tool here. That should about do it. Let me just tear the screen up immediately. Well, it looks like we may need a screwdriver. I'm not entirely sure. So I'll show you everything in that box. Let's look at the back of this thing. So when we're all done, there will be a lot of wires hanging out the back of this. But just the unit itself, pretty simple. Nothing too crazy about it. But my excitement is through the roof on this one. Let's check out some of the things we have here. We've got all these connections. Don't worry, you probably won't use all these. It's a lot of options. So most of these are labeled. If this looks like too big of a job for you to take on, don't worry. Most of this can only plug in one place. And so it shouldn't be too wild of an install. We've got some clips that are going to go on the back. So we've got our tools. We've got some more wires. Like I said, most of this stuff, I know it looks like a lot. It's just a bunch of options. And so like this one, if you want to have an extra USB port, I think this one is an antenna. I think for a cell phone, if you put a SIM card in it. This is for another USB. This is for a GPS antenna that's inside of it. Here's for an extra mic if you need it. All right, got the last bundle of cables. So let's see what we've got in this one. These are just some control modules that will plug into the existing. And this does look like a lot. Like I said, most of this it just goes in one spot. Some of these you won't have to be using. Bunch of options for sure. You got a bunch of cameras and things like that. We've got this goes to the radio. I just want to show you kind of everything because I kept wanting to see all the cords up close in some of the other install videos I saw. And I was just curious, you know, what some of these are. And so hopefully, you know, me kind of showing you all these from different angles will be of great help. All right. And so what we'll do, we've got another product manual. I guess this shows you how to use everything. I do want you to see it. I don't know if anybody else has showed it. You may be like me and wouldn't mind seeing the manual. Maybe there's a question I'm not going to address, and this would address it for you. Trying to hurry, but not hurry too much. Now, my vehicle is as plain as it gets. I don't have a factory rear view camera. Got the tiny screen, as you saw. All my stuff is basic. And so I am going to also be putting on a reverse camera as well, an aftermarket one. And so this is what it looks like. It's got a wiring harness here. And then this one integrates into the camera. If I can get it off. It integrates to the camera. Integrates into the rear handle. And so that will go on the back of my truck. This should go into the back of my unit here. So let's go take stuff apart. All right, so the first thing we need to do is pop this piece of trim off. There's 1, 2, 3 pieces, 3 clips that need to come up. We just need to kind of, let's see, wiggle this under there. There's 1, 2, 3. Looks like there's 2 bolts that hold the back. So there's a little rubber piece. Yep. There's 2 bolts back here. Right back there. Hard to get my camera back there. That we need to take out. So let's get to it. Alright, so we got our screws out. We lift it up. And mine has a little thing here. I think that's in case you have a center speaker. I do not, but looks like there's still a wire for it. All right, now at the top we've got 2 more. Let's get to that. Now, I know it's crazy, but that's only screws holding this in. So now we're going to want to just kind of start working our way around. See it start to kind of pop loose a little bit. Just be kind of gentle but firm. And so we see that pop loose. I'll take my little trim tool. Now we don't want to jerk this thing all the way because there's wires all in the back of this, as you can imagine. And so I just want to just kind of work it loose all the way around. Look at that. Wasn't too bad at all. Sometimes it helps when you stick this in not to just do that, but to give it a twist to the side as well. And so I'm going to just kind of easily take this off. Let's just look at the back here. We see we've got a few wires we need to remove. And so we got a couple at the top and a couple at the bottom. And let's just, so we will just start taking those off one by one. All right, so this is now removed. Now don't lose this because we're going to take these top buttons, put them in our other machine. There's just 2 up top, and 1, 2, down there. So it's just 4 in this, but we're not done yet because we need to take out our screen, 4 more of those screws, And then also, we are going to lose our CD player. So if you want to keep your CD player, don't get this, because you won't be able to keep it anymore. I don't know when the last time I listened to a CD was, so it's not going to affect me. Now we'll take out our CD player. Yes, there'll be some cords on the back. I think the hardest part of this project is just unplugging these cords. Some of them are kind of difficult. These aren't too bad. And we also, I believe, need to take this out as well, because we need these switches to go onto our new unit. Just push this down, get this over the hump, and it'll shove it out. And then this one is a squeeze. Looks like that's probably our USBs. All right, we're ready for the new one. All right, now we need to take the buttons out of here, put it in our new ones. Very simple. We're just going to squeeze both sides and just kind of wiggle it back and forth and shove it through. So I'm going to try to remember which side what was on. Just shove that into the new one. Make sure you kind of get it facing towards you and not away from you. Hopefully I did. Can't see it from this angle. And we're just going to try to get both sides even. Snapped in. Oh yeah. Very nice. Let's go ahead and attach some of these cables to the back of this screen. So I want to be careful not to scratch it. So there is a screen protector on it. I'd probably just leave that on there. And so we have all of this. So plug this right here. Like I said, these really can only go in one direction. Plug this big harness right here. I probably won't use most of this, but I'll still have it on here just in case, you know, one day I want to do it and, you know, I don't know where to find it at. So, got that in there. Looks like we need to connect these two. So we'll just do that. Alright, looks like they're on there good. Looks like we've got one here. Can only go one spot. Looks like that spot is right here. That is the good thing. Most of these things can only go one place. We got our fan connection here. Let's see if we can find us a connector that will fit it. Look at that. See, that's the game here. If you see something hanging out, find a connector and plug it in. This will go to our backup camera. What else do we have? An extra USB. We'll go ahead. I don't plan on using this. It's a 6-pin, but because I believe my stock USB port should work. I hope so. This is for the antenna. Just shove it in the hole where it fits. Another, it says 4-pin. Looks like it's another USB. Let's just find a blank spot and put it there. Alright. Look at that. We're making so much progress. Here's our GPS antenna. So we will look for what says GPS. It says it right here. And we'll just go ahead and put that on. Looks like it kind of screws on. Just get it finger tight. next one is for 4G. I also don't really intend on using that, but if we got it, we'll use it. I got some other stuff over here. This is the 4G. So we'll just put all this on here. That way, if I want to use it eventually, I'll just pull the radio and it'll be right there waiting on me. And we'll play this game in a minute on the inside of the truck, and we'll try to find where everything goes. See, I believe that this is for like a front-facing camera, which I don't have. I don't know where I'll plug that in at. This is a USB. Let's see. I think this goes to the standard. It's a 4-pin. And so it looks like you have an option. You can either use this or use this one for the stock USB. I plan, like, I don't use it much, but if it works, I just assume use that one. Okay, I'm going to try and see if the mic with the truck works, but we have this option if it doesn't. I wonder where this would plug in at. It's an aux cable, and it'll probably just go right here. Pretty self-explanatory there. Let's see if you got a subwoofer, extra speakers, video in. So, you know, if you could find you an HDMI to one of these adapters, you could even hook your Xbox or something to it. I don't know if they even make those kind of adapters or not. All right, so I don't see much else to plug in. Let's just go to. We'll see if we can find out. Also, I'm going to go ahead and put these clips on. That way, once I get everything hooked up, I can just go right to business. Or just snap them on right here. Easy enough. If you didn't get enough, or one of these breaks for whatever reason, then take them off of your old one. But you don't have to. All right, it's time for the big moment. Just take your time, be careful, and just one at a time, hook everything up. Here's my backup camera. Just gonna plug that in. We'll just see what we can get, and just go real slow. But we'll do these probably last. There's just not much. They'll go to the top. This goes to our USB right there. Enough. Some of these connections wouldn't hurt to put a little electrical tape on, just because they could pop out.
You need to hold it while you connect to it?
Maybe.
That took me out. Anything you got?
I don't know. Just depends.
Like, drop it. Oh.
Where they'll go, like you see.
It ain't going. Oh, I'm being wrong. Do you have all the other cords plugged in?
I think so. Alright guys, we just got it tentatively in there. I wanted to save my screen protector. That didn't happen. Hopefully this thing don't blow up. I see lights coming on. Air conditioner come on. We got a screen. I don't know if everything's working or not.
So, I have no idea. Probably just a screen.
It's working. I don't know if the radio works or anything. Notification access bar, yes. Don't worry about the thing. So, hey, it's working through the speakers. I honestly wasn't sure. Let's see. 94, I think 94.5 is a station. Hey, it works.
Turn it off, turn it
off. You gotta. It works. I don't know if my backup camera is gonna work or not. It popped up at least. No video signal. I just put one in, so I don't know that I've got the power hooked up to it just yet. But it did go to it. Guys, we're gonna just make sure all our wires in there. We'll snap it in, and then we'll come back and show you the rest. So I'm back, and this is about a week later, guys, and I have been playing with this, and I just want to tell you, I absolutely love this thing. This is the coolest thing I've ever done to my truck. I've got a lot of cool doodads, grill and headlights, big lift kit and rims, but this makes the absolute biggest difference. As you can tell, it doesn't look quite like it did the other day. I've done some tweaks and modifications, and I know it kind of looks washed out. It's just because it's dark in here. In real life, it doesn't look like that, and it may not come across that on the screen, but this thing is amazing. I've got it set up to look more like my phone looks. I just kind of like that. But as far as what it looks like when you get it, and so this is what it looks like pretty much when you get it. You've got your apps here, and you might like this better, and that's perfectly fine. It looks really good like this too. Kind of forgot exactly what it looked like, but you've got your navigation. You can see where I'm at. Of course, you can open up YouTube. Now, of course, you're going to need internet for that. I set it up on my phone. I've got a Samsung Bixby Routines. I've set it up to whenever my phone hooks up to Bluetooth, it automatically turns the Wi-Fi hotspot on. And of course, this automatically hooks up to the hotspot when it's on. You saw I didn't do any trickery. It came on and it was all ready to go. You also probably saw how quick it comes on. It's crazy. It's just on. I say how quick. It's just already there. A couple things I really like about this. My truck did not come with automatic air conditioning, but it has it now. When I remote start this thing, which is also aftermarket, whatever temperature it's set on, it will attempt its best to get there. That's really awesome to me. I didn't have that before. Also, I only had just the twist knob. I wasn't able to set the temperature, but now I can. I don't have dual climate control. Mine was just basic. As far as my backup camera, I didn't even have one of those. And so I grabbed one. I'll put a link in the description that replaces the handle. But now I have a backup camera. It just plugs right in. And not only that, but it also shows you, you know, kind of your projected path. It's pretty close too. But what's even cooler is that you can actually edit where these lines are. And I thought about setting some cones or something up and just kind of seeing, you know, where it fell and adjusting it accordingly. If you have your backup sensors, they'll appear here. I turn that feature off because I don't have them. But there's so many, the brightness, the contrast. You can change your camera settings. uh, you know, if you want to try something different. And so that's really cool as well. Comes on immediately whenever you put it in reverse. I didn't have to do anything special with that. Radio is right there. Uh, and it's just playing. And you can unplay it or whatever. Of course, if you'd rather just have an app, it's there too. This just kind of is like your now playing section. Really nice. Comes with a lot of apps. One thing I did notice, like the YouTube app, initially it didn't want to play. And I went to the Play Store and I just went here and where is it where you update your apps? Okay, so I went to manage updates and apps, and it didn't show any apps pending for update. But then when I actually went and searched for YouTube, it showed it. And so let's do a voice search. YouTube. Look at that. That works just perfectly. And YouTube said install the updates. And so it didn't just pop up automatically. Did the same thing with really all the apps that it came with. It didn't want to automatically update them. I just went, found them, hit update, and it worked. I think Maps was the same way. I went and updated it, uh, and so on and so forth. As far as the steering wheel controls, they all work. So, kind of show you at the same time. Volume up, volume down. You hit the M button, it changes the media. So you can kind of hands free see music down there. There's the video, phone. So that's what happens when you push this button. Of course, every one of these buttons is changeable. See, we push the mute button. You can see that works perfect. Hang up or call, it works. If you just hit the call button when you're on the home screen, it'll pop that up. You can kind of see some of my contacts here. Don't call nobody. So all that works great. If you want to open up more than one app at once, so let's go ahead, open up our navigation, open up YouTube, and then we can use that button to go through all of our open apps, or you can use this button to split your apps. It's just that easy. That's all it takes is just that button, and you can pick between two apps. Go home. Got lots of air conditioner controls here. But there's more. You just kind of click there. You've got this screen where you've got all kinds of options. You know, if you want in your face, on your feet. You can set how long it stays open. There's so many settings on this. As far as, you know, how good I like it, I love it. Is there anything particular I don't like about it? Some of it, but it's not necessarily the fault of this. One thing is that this, whatever amplifier is on this screen, is a lot more powerful than my stock setup. You saw I just had the little screen stock setup. We did a bass test and it blew out my left front speaker. It's just the stock Ford ones. I'll get some new ones. I might do a video on that. Be careful. You know, you pump the bass up and you turn the volume up, you could blow your stock speakers. That's how powerful this thing is. That's not a bad thing. It just means, you know, you get some better sound. You get to go upgrade later. The other thing is the actual phone app. Um, I can't figure out a way to make like voice calls with it, so I can hit this button. I've got it tied to uh, uh, Google Gemini, so I can do voice commands. So open YouTube, and so you see, and of course we've still got it on that. And so let's see. Give me directions to Atlanta, Texas, Walmart.
Here are the directions to the Walmart Supercenter in Atlanta, Texas. Route.
I don't want to do, but you see that it does work.
Duration 17 minutes. Destination Walmart Supercenter 201.
All right, I understand. So you can do the voice navigation. I think it will do just about anything. Let's see. Open Prime Video. And so you see how that works. Let's see. Go to the home screen. Turn the volume up. I don't know if that'll work or not.
I've turned the volume up by 10%.
And so I don't know if that actually changed the volume or not. But you could do a lot, but I can't make phone calls. Call Kayla. And it's not going to know what to do.
I'm sorry, I couldn't find a contact name.
But this thing is awesome. Let's dig into some more stuff. All right, so we went over navigation, YouTube, the radio. We'll turn it down a little bit. But you've got your FM. You can do an auto search if you want to keep looking. And it's really easy to use. You can also use this to go through. Always got this down here where you can change your temp. You can go more fan or less fan. You can just turn it off. If you click this, it'll open up the bigger menu, just like I showed you earlier. If you want it recirculating, if you want it on max, it's very awesome. I've got it set to 8 seconds, I think, where it will, after you don't touch it for a minute, it'll turn off. But you've got access to, you know, the whole Play Store. So if you want TikTok, you can put that on there, or Amazon. You can do some shopping if you'd like to. This is just basically a tablet, an Android tablet in your screen, or in your vehicle, and it works great. Now, if you want to do Android Auto, I think I set it up. That is this one. So I don't know if it will set up while I'm recording or not. I don't normally use Android. It did disconnect me just for a second. I don't normally use Android Auto, but it's on here, and I would imagine that it works just fine. So I don't even know really how to use it. So CNBC is on there. If you feel like, you know, feeling sad, looks like, okay, you can do multi-apps in Android Auto as well. But I haven't used this much. Can have the Sirius XM app on here if you've got a subscription. I've got one in my other car. You know, you could do it just like that. So I'm just going to go to the home screen, back to what we're used to seeing. All right, so if you have an amplifier, you can go in here and change it up. I don't have mine hooked up yet, but you can definitely do it. The Bluetooth app is your phone. You can dial. You know, you can go to your favorites. You can download your contents, just like you normally would. But there's all kinds of settings you can change. You can change your temperature. You notice it does use the truck's temp gauge. You can set it where it will show you how much voltage you have in your battery. Set all kinds of stuff in here. And then, of course, we can go to the other settings that I showed you. There's an app you want to always open whenever you open uh, whenever the system comes on. You can set that. So let's just go through. So the sleep time is 1 day. So as long as you don't go over 24 hours of starting this thing, it'll just be immediate. Panel lightings, I've got, if the headlights are on or not, they might dim accordingly. You can record the screen, look at location information, app permission. I've got mine to self-start the Nova launcher because I like the tablet uh, interface a little bit better than the theme, but that's completely customizable. Do you want to show the car battery level? Yes. Do you want to show your phone battery? Yes. If you want like a floating home display, click that, and now you can do that. You can move it, and so maybe it's easier for you to push it right here. You can just go home if I don't miss like that. You could turn it up and down, and it'd just be right there. Uh, I I don't need that, but it's neat. Floating style, floating window, vehicle floating buttons always vertical. So if we do that and then turn it on, now we've got them all right here all the time. So maybe you prefer that a little bit better. There's a lot. Vertical flooding, auto. So I guess depending on what you're doing, pretty neat. Depending on how you want to navigate it. So if you want to see the temperature, you click that if you want to see it or not. Air conditioner, the door display. I have it turned off, but if you turn it on, you open the door. I've got the extended cab, so I've got the back suicide doors, but it still knows. Now I don't have it on. The reason is the other day I was parked and was watching a YouTube video, and my son was in here. He opened the door and he left the door open while he was getting something out of the back. You can't do anything while that's open, and so I turned it off. I don't have front radar display, but it's there. Steering wheel buttons where you can change them. Uh, Here's some reverse settings. Your trajectory, the ruler lines. Do you want it delayed? In case you're switching through gears and you don't want it like popping up, you can delay it a minute or a second so it won't do that. As far as voice, when you talk to it, what do you want to use? I've got Google selected, but you could pick just about anything. Personal information, I guess like your Google account and stuff. The 3D door, so say I turn that off, go to original, and now I do want the door display. Now, well, I may not have saved that. Where was that at? Personal. Well, I thought that when you did that, it just gave you a 2D image. I played with all these, but I don't know. Well, there's a way where it's not showing that door. It just shows you like a 2D image instead. But I don't know. Let's see. Input methods. So if you like Google voice typing or Gboard, you can change it. You can see if there is an update available. And so I don't know if it's checking it or not. But I just went through these and just to see if, there were any. The reason that's not doing that is because I've got Android Auto hooked up. That's what that is. Android Auto won't let you do the hotspot. Or if I just... Sometimes I see a clear all and sometimes I don't. I don't know how you trigger that. Well, now, there it was. Okay. I think Android Auto is still hooked up though. See here. Where did that T-Link go? So organized. You can watch whatever you want going down the road. When you put this thing in drive, nothing changes. I don't know if that's good or bad for you. Now, as I had mentioned earlier, I actually changed this to the Nova Launcher. But if you want to stick with just this themes app, it's pretty nice. You can actually go in here and download different themes. You see why I don't like Android Auto. Messed my whole deal up. Messed my whole video up. Alright. Hold on, I'm going to turn that off. I'll be right back. Okay, so I turned that off. You can go to the themes app and download all kinds of different themes. I actually haven't tried that. Now, I wanted a custom wallpaper, and the themes doesn't really allow you to do that. You can just kind of pick from what they have. Some of these, they cost money, and some of them are free. And so you could see some of these themes have a price tag attached to them. I don't know if any of them are free or not. Bound to be a free one, right? All these cost some monies. And I just wanted to show y'all what they look like. So if you want it to look different, you may have to pay a couple dollars. But I don't really care to do that. But some of these are pretty cool looking. You can just kind of go through and see. And there's a bunch of them. This one even moves. That's pretty cool. But I elected to install the Nova Launcher. So I am going to go back to my settings. I'm going to go to More. Brings me to this tablet interface. Go to Apps. And then see all. Now, if you've ever played with an Android phone or tablet, this looks exactly like what you're used to seeing. So I'm going to change this to the default Nova Launcher. And so now I'm back to the way I like it. I've got this kind of camo theme going on in here. Even my floor mats are camo, and it's a Ford. And so I found this background that I really like with the camo Ford flag. I don't know, it just really fits with the theme. Then I downloaded this widget so I could have nice time and the weather, which is really cool. And of course, you can just click on it. Like I said, I've got my hotspot on, and so I can see the weather just with one click of a button. I just put air conditioner there. And I have to wait for it to go back. I got my radio there, it brings it all up. I've got it where I can swipe up and down and look at my settings here. Just like an Android tablet, you can see that you've got settings here. You can restart it. You can put on a screensaver. And so maybe you just want that. It's kind of cool too. It's really, classy looking. So lots of settings up here as well. You got a bunch of stuff open. You can just clear the memory. I cleared 462 megabytes of memory. I got menu options, restart, EQ, so much stuff. You can take your screenshot. So let's just try that. There you go. Then I could go to my messages app and I could send a screenshot of this to myself. This thing is just absolutely next level. I'm trying to think of all the other cool stuff that you can do with it. Of course, you can watch Prime Video. You can download any app that you want. I actually didn't need too many apps, as you can tell. A lot of these kind of came with it. We do have the equalizer here. I under normal, it wasn't fine, but I put it on jazz, and we turned it up. And my son said, "Hey, put it on a bass booster," and that's when my speaker blew. I've had this radio up all the way so many times, uh, but it never blew the speaker. This thing sounds better than the stock system as well. Just be careful, because it's more powerful than the baseline system can handle. Of course, these speakers are 10 years old as well. Of course, we got Google Gemini. We can have a whole conversation. Let's just see here. Let's see. Is the Idoing head unit for the Ford F150 any good? I don't know what this thing's going to say.
Many users appreciate the upgrade it offers over the factory radio, but it can come with some frustrations. Here is a breakdown of the common pros and cons.
Look at
Pros,
that.
what users like. Aesthetics and fit. The large screen.
So, there you go. It works. Of course, you could have just hit the steering wheel button too and asked it. Let's see here. What else can I do? It's so good, guys. I love this thing. I said it's been probably over a week. You saw the install. It wasn't too bad. Lots of stuff, but just take your time and you'll get it right. Tried to label everything the best I could. I know I can't always, get the camera in there, but this thing is fantastic. It's one of the most favorite things I've ever had. But you get in here and you just want to listen to some YouTube on the way to work. You can do that. I wonder if we could play something. I'm curious if you do like the screensaver, will it still play? No, that just shuts it all down. I'm just curious. I know you can download an app called Focus Driving, and it will black out the screen, but you can still hear everything playing. Of course, YouTube wants you to pay for stuff, and so it may be locked behind their own paywall. You've got all your regular Android settings that you're used to. You've got factory settings, the password 12345 6, I believe. And so now you've got even more. You got even more settings, and so I don't even know what all this is, but maybe there's something that Of course, there's video out, and so you can change some of those things. More steering wheel settings there. So much stuff. Knob settings. And so you can change even the knobs. You can even swap knobs 1 and 2, I guess, if you wanted, uh, you know, the volume on the other side. Switch the steering wheel up and down. I don't even know what that is. There's a lot I don't know. Even though I've used this thing for so long, it's just, there's a lot to it. So I prefer this layout myself. I know that background's not the best quality. You can see that, it is a high quality screen, and it looks really good, even though, I may not be pulling up, everything that looks, just perfect. But guys, I completely, wholeheartedly recommend this system. I just don't. I don't think you can go wrong with this. Um, so we could be watching this uh, while we are navigating. Uh, and it works just fine. I've already tried it. This is all off my phone's hotspot. Works like a charm. Um, I can't really think anything wrong with this thing. so that's the review. I know I've rambled long enough, but this thing is just fantastic. If you have a specific question, ask me. I want to answer everybody's. Unless this thing gets a million views and I just physically can't, I'll answer all of your questions. Of course, with Nova Launcher, if you've never used it before, you can just go through and pick, a different background. Just that easy. That's really the only reason I didn't keep the themes app, is because I wanted that background. It's not that it wasn't laid out like I wanted it. I just like this background. All right, that's the video. Thank you, Idoing, for hooking us up. Thank you. This is the coolest thing. I'm like a little kid at Christmas. I love this thing, and I just can't live without it now. Looks great. Looks factory. My son, he loves it. This thing is just next level, guys. And so, thank you. Y'all got to get one of these. If you got an F-150, just get one. You're not going to be disappointed with it. You're going to be like, wow, why didn't I already have this? Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, Jesus loves you so much, he died for you, and all the honor and glory goes to God. Good night, good pools. God bless.